Based on Alan's question right there about when fall camp starts, so that's going to be a little bit of a different deal for Nebraska again this year compared to everybody else because, and Greg, you're going to clean up what I'm going to drop down here a little bit better because you're on the field and know exactly how this gets counted out, but it has to do with the number of practices that the NCAA allows during August leading up to the opener. Well, the opener for everybody else is September 3rd, that Saturday. For Nebraska and Northwestern and a few group of 5 teams, it's the week before on August 27th. And it's usually right around August 1st for the teams that are starting on September 3rd. But for Nebraska and Northwestern, actually, they're going to be, I think, on the practice field right around Big Ten Media Days or July 26th, 27th.
The day after we get home from Big Ten Media Days.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's boom, boom. And luckily, Nebraska's going on day 1 of Big Ten Media Days. So they get out of the way early. And I don't think that the Big Ten ever thinks about that because Nebraska went on day 1 last year too. But well, I guess they were scheduled to go over to Ireland last year too. So maybe there is something that has something to do with that. But yeah, it's as soon as we fly to Indy and do Big Ten Media Days, we come back home and it's straight to fall camp and then off to Ireland. So yeah, it all starts with a bang for us here right at the end of July.
I'm looking at an article posted. Maybe I shouldn't even name it. It's on Fan Nation.
Never heard of it.
And I just did a Google search.
Okay.
Well, I've heard of it just because I'm constantly doing Google searches with just anything I need to look up. And so whichever pops up. But what's funny is this particular writer, and I've looked over it about 10 times, so I'm not wrongly criticizing. They forgot to list Nebraska. They've got every other Big Ten team listed. So it says on day 1 is Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, and Northwestern. And on day 2 is Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State, Purdue, Rutgers, and Wisconsin. And I've looked through this like 10 times, and they forgot to list Nebraska. So anyway, Nebraska's on day 1. So,
oops.
You know how you miss something like that, and you're like, it's got to be there. I just missed it. No, I've read this sentence like 8 times just to make sure.
I'm guessing that there's not a actual editor over there at Fan Nation.
Yeah, it's. Well, I don't want to criticize. I was about to say something.
I know. I'm joking.
Yeah,
so
anybody
from there is watching. It's just kidding around.
I certainly have my typos here, but I definitely don't have an editor, so that's my excuse.
Yeah. Oh well.